Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is Manoj Singh Rana with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to take stock of COVID-19 situation in northeastern states tomorrow. More than 37 crore 73 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far. National COVID recovery rate improves to 97.22%. Monsoon session of Parliament to commence from the 19th of July and conclude on the 13th of August, says Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari inaugurates 4 national highway projects and lays foundation stone for 12 others worth over 4,000 crore rupees in Manipur. Heavy rain wreaks havoc in Himachal Pradesh, Prime Minister says, situation being closely monitored. Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority inks MOU with NAFED for strengthening export linkage of farmer cooperatives and farmer producer organizations. NEET undergraduate examination for admission to medical courses to be held on the 12th of September following COVID-19 protocols. Application process to begin from 5 p.m. tomorrow. World-famous Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath begins at Puri in Odisha. And Prime Minister to interact with Tokyo-bound Olympic athletes tomorrow. Sports Minister Anurag Thakur reviews preparation of Indian team for the mega event. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also to help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with Chief Ministers of northeastern states including Assam, Nagaland, Tripura, Sikkim, Manipur, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram tomorrow through video conference. He will take stock of the COVID-19 situation in these states. The Prime Minister's interaction is a part of his exercise to deal with the pandemic situation. More than 37 crore 73 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccine have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. As per the Health Ministry, over 12 lakh 35,000 vaccine doses were given in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate has gone up to 97.22%. More than 39,000 people recovered from COVID-19 infection in the last 24 hours. Till now, more than 3 crore people have recovered from COVID-19 in the country. India reported over 37,000 new cases in the last 24 hours. 724 deaths have been reported in the last 24 hours. Till now, 4,08,764 people have lost their lives due to the pandemic.
The Maharashtra government has decided to form a special task force for industries ahead of a possible 3rd wave of coronavirus infection. Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has instructed that all attempts should be made so that industries can work smoothly. The Health Department will organize a special vaccination drive for pregnant women for 2 weeks starting from the 15th of July in Ernakulam district. As per records, there are 35,000 pregnant women in the district. There won't be special slots for them, but they can have vaccine from the nearby vaccination centre. The vaccination will be open from 2 to 4 p.m. All pregnant women who reach the vaccination centre will be given vaccine, and before that a consent form needs to be signed, which will be available at the centre. Prior to this special drive, health workers will be given special training for 3 days.
COVID-19 patients experience a lot of breathing issues. Talking to AIR News, Chairman of the Indian Resuscitation Council, Dr. Chakra Rao said the patient should keep performing breathing exercises like pranayam to maintain good saturation in lungs. He said people confuse building immunity and being healthy. He explained what immunity means.
And if you have normal good diet, definitely the things that are necessary to produce the antibodies, that is immunity. If we can produce good amount of antibodies, that is we are producing the immunity. That is most important. And the immunity, there are particular cells, and if there is no deficiency in our diet, definitely automatically as the virus attacks, we will develop our immunity or antibodies to fight against the virus.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has said that the monsoon session of Parliament will commence from the 19th of this month and conclude on the 13th of August. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Mr. Birla said there will be 19 sittings during the session. He said sitting of both the houses will be held from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
संसद का मानसून सत्र 19 जुलाई से 13 अगस्त तक होगा। 11 बजे से मानसून सत्र शुरू होगा, 13 अगस्त तक चलेगा। कुल 19 बैठ के मानसून सत्र में होगी। पिछले 5 सत्र के अंदर संसद की उत्पादकता 122% रही।
The Speaker today took stock of preparations for the monsoon session. Appreciating the higher productivity of the previous sessions, Mr. Birla said members have actively participated in the sessions held amid the COVID-19 pandemic. He urged the members to get vaccinated.
कोरोना संक्रमण के समय भी माननीय सदस्यों ने संसद की कार्रवाई में हिस्सा लिया। इसके कारण चौथे सत्र में 167% उत्पादकता रही। मैं इसके लिए माननीय सभी सांसदों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं। मानसून का यह सत्र सुरक्षा की दृष्टि से व्यापक इंतजाम किए गए। सभी माननीय सदस्यों से आग्रह किया है कि वो अपनी वैक्सीनेशन लगाएं ताकि सभी लोग सुरक्षित रहें।
Mr. Birla sought support of political parties to ensure smooth functioning of Parliament. He also appealed to the members to actively participate in the discussion and avoid disruption of the House.
Union Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari today inaugurated 4 national highway projects and also laid foundation stone for 12 national highway projects at Imphal in Manipur. The projects, which were inaugurated today, consist of a new 2-lane and strengthening of existing 2 lanes of National Highway 39, having total length of 121 kilometers within the budget of 1,244 crore rupees. The superstructure bridge constructed over River Makru on NH37 at the cost of 62 crore rupees was also inaugurated by the Union Minister. The 12 projects of road upgradation, including 4-laning on the National Highway 39, for which foundation stones were laid today, have a total budget of 2,842 crore rupees. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Gadkari said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government has been giving special emphasis on the development of northeastern states of India. The Union government has been trying best to improve infrastructures of transport and communication, as these two are of the key importance for the growth of the nation, which intimately reduce the poverty and create more employment.
Manipur has a lot of strength. Today it is a pleasure for me that today we have taken a lot of projects. Whole number of projects cost 1,306 crore is going to inaugurate today. That is Makru River Bridge is very important, or the Imphal-Jibram Road. These are the important projects today we are going to inaugurate it. At the same time, we are also starting some new projects also. And the cost of that project 4,148 crores.
Home Minister Amit Shah said that scientific and technological investigation will help in punishing the accused more easily. He was speaking after inaugurating the Centre of Excellence for Research and Analysis of Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances at the National Forensic Science University at Gandhinagar in Gujarat this evening. He said that the Modi government is dealing firmly against the drug smugglers.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will be on a 2-day visit to Tajikistan from tomorrow to take part in the meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO Council of Foreign Ministers. Dr. S. Jaishankar will also participate in the SCO contact group on Afghanistan that will meet on the 14th of July with the participation of the Afghanistan government. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said that the progress of small and medium farmers is the main aim of the government. He said under the historic Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme, an amount of 1.35 lakh crore rupees has been transferred directly to bank accounts of more than 11 crore such farmers. The minister said this while addressing the webinar on the 40th Foundation Day of NABARD.
The Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority APIDA today signed an MOU with the National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India Limited NAFED for strengthening export linkage of farmer cooperatives and farmer producer organizations FPOs. The key areas of cooperation include facilitating APIDA-registered exporters getting assistance under all the government schemes implemented through NAFED. The MOU also envisages ensuring sustainability and growth of exports by cooperatives by addressing issues such as technology, skill, quality products and market access. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to take stock of COVID-19 situation in northeastern states tomorrow. More than 73 lakh crore doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far. National COVID recovery rate improves to 97.22%. Monsoon session of Parliament to commence from the 19th of July and conclude on the 13th of August, says Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari inaugurates 4 national highway projects and lays foundation stone for 12 others worth over 4,000 crore rupees in Manipur. Heavy rain wreaks havoc in Himachal Pradesh, Prime Minister says, situation being closely monitored. Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority inks MOU with NAFED for strengthening export linkage of farmer cooperatives and farmer producer organizations. NEET undergraduate examination for admission to medical courses to be held on the 12th of September following COVID-19 protocols. Application process to begin from 5 p.m. tomorrow. World famous Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath begins at Puri in Odisha. And Prime Minister to interact with Tokyo-bound Olympic athletes tomorrow. Sports Minister Anurag Thakur reviews preparation of the Indian team for the mega event. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The Centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The child helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. Ayush COVID-19 counselling helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515.
Welcome back to the evening news. Many parts of Himachal Pradesh received heavy rainfall today. Heavy and incessant rain has wreaked havoc in Kangra district of the state. Our correspondent reports that heavy rain at Dharamshala triggered flash flood-like situation causing severe damage to public properties. Chief Minister Jairam Thakur has directed all the district administrations to ensure immediate relief and rescue work in the affected areas. More from our correspondent.
Monsoon has become fully active in Himachal after which heavy rain lashed many parts of the state today. Kangra Deputy Commissioner Dr. Nipun Jindal informed AIR that damage caused in Dharamshala and its adjoining area is being reviewed and teams have been constituted for relief and rehabilitation. The district administration has advised the tourists visiting Dharamshala to suspend their journey till 13th of this month. Dr. Nipun Jindal also advised tourists who have already arrived in Dharamshala and its surrounding area to stay where they are as roads have also been damaged. Deputy Commissioner informed that all necessary safety arrangements are being made for tourists and locals. Sanjeev Sundariyal, AIR News, Shimla.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the situation in Himachal Pradesh due to heavy rains is being closely monitored. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said the authorities are working with the state government. He said that all possible support is being extended. He prayed for the safety of those in the affected areas. Union Home Minister Amit Shah spoke to Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Jairam Thakur and assured all possible help by the centre. In a tweet, Mr. Shah said that the National Disaster Response Force teams are reaching the state soon for relief work.
Several people have lost lives due to lightning in different parts of countries, including Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. 22 people died and more than a dozen injured when lightning struck a watchtower at Amer Fort near Jaipur in Rajasthan yesterday. President Ramnath Kovind has expressed grief over the loss of lives due to lightning. He expressed condolences to the bereaved families and wished recovery to those injured. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees each from the Prime Minister National Relief Fund to the next of kin of those who lost their lives due to lightning in various parts of Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. 50,000 rupees would be provided to the injured. Home Minister Amit Shah has also expressed grief over the deaths of people in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh due to lightning. Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan today said that the National Eligibility cum Entrance Test undergraduate NEET UG examination for admission to medical courses will be held on the 12th of September across the country following COVID-19 protocols. He said the application process will begin from 5 p.m. tomorrow through the National Testing Agency or NTA website. In a series of tweets, the minister said in order to ensure social distancing norms, number of cities where examination will be conducted has been increased from 155 to 198. The number of examination centres will also be increased from 3,862 centres used last year. He said to ensure adherence to COVID-19 protocols, face masks will be provided to all the candidates at the centre. Staggered time slots during entry and exit, contactless registration, proper sanitization and seating with social distancing will also be ensured.
The world-famous Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath began today at Puri in Odisha. The festival commemorates Jagannath's annual visit to Gandicha temple near Sarada Bali at Puri. Heavy security arrangements were put in place to ensure the smooth conduct of the Rath Yatra. This is the second consecutive time that the Rath Yatra in Puri is being held without the general devotees due to the prevailing pandemic. All rituals, including the pulling of the chariots during the Rath Yatra, were completed smoothly in Puri today. All the 3 chariots of Lord Jagannath, Lord Balabhadra and Devi Subhadra reached the Sri Gandicha temple ahead of the schedule, being pulled by the servitors. We have a report.
Even as the Grand Avenue that runs a stretch of about 3 kilometers from Sri Mandir to Sri Gundicha temple was sensed the general devotees due to COVID-induced curfew, the majestic chariots of the deities were pulled along by the temple servitors to reach the destination ahead of time. The deities will be on sojourn there for 9 days before coming back to Sri Mandir on the holy occasion known as Bahuda Yatra or the Return Car Festival. Devotees near and far witnessed the grand festival through the small screen to seek the Lord's blessing. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted people on the occasion of Jagannath Rath Yatra. British billionaire Richard Branson and 5 others, including an Indian-American astronaut Sirisha Bandal, made a journey to the edge of space through Virgin Galactic's spaceship Unit T-22. With this, Sirisha became the 3rd Indian origin woman to fly into space after Kalpana Chawla and Sunita Williams. Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma is the only Indian citizen to travel in space, taking off on the VSS Unity spaceship from New Mexico and reaching an altitude of 85 kilometers from Earth before returning. Such a trip is called a suborbital flight. More in this report.
Any object traveling slower than 28,000 km per hour must eventually return to Earth. However, this spacecraft travels far enough to reach the edge of space. These are suborbital flights because they will not be traveling fast enough to orbit Earth once they reach there. Such a trip allows space travelers to experience a few minutes of weightlessness. The flight was first carried off the ground by a larger airplane to an altitude of around 15 km. From here, the vehicle blasted off the plane, achieving a height of around 85 km, where it momentarily reached 0 vertical velocity. At this altitude, travelers were estimated to experience about 4 minutes of weightlessness. Swati Rakheja, News Desk.
And in news just in a landmark achievement, India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage has surpassed 38 crore mark. As per the 7 p.m. report today, the cumulative figure stands at 38 crore 11 lakh 4,836. Union Health Ministry in a statement said that more than 37 lakh vaccine doses have been administered today. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
दुनिया रंग बिरंगी, खट्टे मीठे रसीले समाचारों का सतरंगी खजाना आकाशवाणी पर। खबरें होंगी हटकर, जानेंगे कुछ अलग, हंसेंगे खुलकर, करेंगे सजग। सुनना न भूलें सोमवार और मंगलवार 8 सवेरे तथा शनिवार और रविवार कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में।
Listeners from all corners of the country are participating in the Olympic quiz by AR News. Many listeners have emailed us the replies. Anshu Pandey, resident of Patna in Bihar, is the winner of our yesterday's quiz as he sent the correct answer to yesterday's question. Many congratulations to Anshu from the entire team of AIR News. In conversation with AIR News on winning the Olympic quiz, Anshu said,
आप सभी श्रोताओं को मेरा नमस्कार। मेरा नाम अंशु पांडे है और मैं ग्राम श्रीनगर जिला पटना बिहार से हूँ। मैं स्पोर्ट्स कैन प्रोग्राम रोजाना सुनता हूँ। मैं ऑल इंडिया रेडियो को ओलंपिक क्विज प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट करने के लिए धन्यवाद देता हूँ। मुझे ऑल इंडिया रेडियो न्यूज सुनना बहुत अच्छा लगता है। इससे मुझे देश दुनिया की खबर मिलती है और मुझे हर फील्ड में अपडेट रखती है। इस कंपटीशन को जीतने के बाद मुझे यह लग रहा है कि मैं भी अब टोक्यो ओलंपिक का एक हिस्सा बन चुका हूं। भारत से टोक्यो ओलंपिक के लिए जा रहे सभी खिलाड़ियों को मेरे और पूरे बिहार वासियों की ओर से ऑल द बेस्ट और मुझे पूरा यकीन है कि टीम इंडिया सभी के दिलों को जीत लेगी। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
To participate in the Olympic quiz, tune into our program SportsCan every day at 7:20 p.m.
In the run-up to the Tokyo Olympics, the News Services Division of All India Radio in its SportsCan program is broadcasting every day Olympics quiz with AIR News. Olympics quiz, Akashvani Samachar ke saath in Hindi. Every day, a question related to Olympics will be asked at the beginning and closing of the program. To participate in this program, listeners can send the replies by email on airsportscan@gmail.com. The first correct answer received through email will be adjudged the winner of the quiz. The name of the winner will be announced in SportsCan program the next day. It will also be flashed on AIR Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. The Sports Authority of India will provide India team jersey to the winner. So tune in to the SportsCan program every day at 7:20 p.m. on FM Gold and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with the Indian athletes bound for Tokyo Olympics virtually tomorrow at 5 p.m. Last month, Mr. Modi had reviewed India's Olympic preparations on the occasion of 50 days to Tokyo Olympics. During the course of the review, Mr. Modi was apprised about the various steps taken towards ensuring uninterrupted training for athletes amidst the pandemic, participation in the international competitions to win Olympic quota, vaccination of athletes and customized support being provided to them. In his Mann Ki Baat on All India Radio last month, Prime Minister had stated that all Indian athletes heading to the Tokyo Olympics have worked hard for long and urged the nation to come forward and support them.
साथियों, ऐसे तो अनगिनत नाम है, लेकिन मन की बात में मैं आज कुछ ही नामों का जिक्र कर पाया हूँ। टोक्यो जा रहे हर खिलाड़ी का अपना संघर्ष रहा है, बरसों की मेहनत रही है। वो सिर्फ अपने लिए ही नहीं जा रहे, बल्कि देश के लिए जा रहे हैं। इन खिलाड़ियों को भारत का गौरव भी बढ़ाना है और लोगों का दिल भी जीतना है। और इसलिए मेरे देशवासियों में आपको भी एक सलाह देना चाहता हूं। हमें जाने अनजाने में भी हमारे इन खिलाड़ियों पर दबाव नहीं बनाना, बल्कि खुले मन से इनका साथ देना है। हर खिलाड़ी का उत्साह बढ़ाना। सोशल मीडिया पर आप #cheer4India के साथ अपने इन खिलाड़ियों को शुभकामनाएं दे सकते हैं।
The event will be attended by Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Thakur, Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports Nishit Pramanik, and Law Minister Kiran Rijiju. Our correspondent reports that the interaction by the Prime Minister is an endeavour to motivate the athletes ahead of their participation at the Games.
A total of 126 athletes across 18 sports disciplines from India will be heading to Tokyo. This is the biggest ever contingent India is sending to any Olympics. The 69 cumulative events across the 18 sport disciplines that India will participate is also the highest ever for the country. There are several notable firsts in terms of participation in Olympics. For the first time in its history, a fencer, Bhavani Devi, has qualified for the Olympic Games, while Netra Kumaran is the first ever female sailor from India to qualify for an Olympic Games. Sajjan Prakash and Srihari Natraj are the first swimmers from India to qualify for an Olympic Games by achieving the A qualification standard in swimming. Suparna Sehgal, AIR News, Delhi.
Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Thakur chaired the 7th meeting of the High-Level Committee in New Delhi today to review the preparation and participation of the Indian team for Tokyo Olympics. Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports Nishit Pramanik was also present in the meeting. Various aspects including world-class training and facilities for the selected players for Tokyo Olympics were discussed in this meeting. Mr. Thakur also discussed with the officers about the progress of Cheer for India campaign. Only a few days are left now for the Tokyo Olympics to begin. Today, in the series of AIR News, we talk about Army Jawan Avinash Sebel, who is representing India in the steeplechase at the Olympics. A report.
Army Jawan Avinash Sable from Beet district of Maharashtra has won the national record 5 times in his career. He first participated in the Inter-Army Cross Country in 2015 at the insistence of his colleagues before moving to steeplechase under coach Amrish Kumar. Sable has qualified for the Tokyo Olympics in the men's 3000 meter steeplechase event. He qualified for the World Championships in 2018 itself by setting a national record. Then in the World Athletics held in Doha in 2019, in a time of 8 minutes 26 seconds, not only did he qualify for the Olympics, but he also made history by reaching the final. He was the first Indian to reach the final of the event at the World Championships. Setting his goal of getting a medal in the steeplechase event and on his preparations, Sable said,
मेरा भी ऐसे सपना था कि मैं भी ऐसे खेलूं, अपने देश को रिप्रेजेंट करूं। तो उसके बाद मैंने सोचा कि मैं अभी गेम स्टार्ट करूं। मैं जो टारगेट लेके चल रहा हूं कि मुझे देश के लिए मेडल लेना है।
In March, he improved his own record in a time of 8 minutes 20.20 seconds at Patiala. He will easily make his way to the final in Tokyo along with strong athletes from Kenya and Ethiopia. Diksha Saxena, Sports Desk.
Congratulatory messages are pouring in from across the country to boost and enhance the morale of the players under the Cheer for India campaign ahead of the Tokyo Olympics. Father of PV Sindhu, represented India in badminton, has wished her the best.
इस बार तैयारी तो बहुत बढ़िया हुआ है। हमें उम्मीद है कि सिंधु अच्छा खेलेगी और देश का नाम भी रोशन करेगी। मैं भी एक खिलाड़ी हूँ और इस बार तैयारी से मैं बहुत खुश हूँ और टोक्यो में जाके वो बढ़िया प्रदर्शन करेगी, मुझे तो बहुत उम्मीद है। सो मैं इस उम्मीद से ही मैं अपना बेटी को एनकरेज कर रहा हूँ और आई विश हर ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द ओलंपिक्स।
Shooter Rahi Sarnobat from Maharashtra is preparing hard for Tokyo Olympics. Recently, she has won a gold medal in Shooting World Cup at Croatia in the 25-meter event. It was India's first gold medal at the event. While speaking to AIR News, her mother said she is hopeful that Rahi will perform better at the Olympics also.
जर्मनी में हुए 2019 वर्ल्ड कप में राही ने गोल्ड मेडल जीताकर भारत को ओलंपिक कोटा मिलवाया था। उसके बाद क्रोएशिया में हुए वर्ल्ड कप में गोल्ड मेडल जीताकर आज राही वर्ल्ड नंबर 1 है और इसी वजह से हमें लगता है कि राही टोक्यो में अपना बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस करेगी और भारत का मान बढ़ाएगी।
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi is likely to experience generally cloudy sky with light rain. Leh is expected to have generally cloudy sky with the possibility of rain. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Muzaffarabad will experience thunderstorm. And Imphal, Shillong, Aizawl, Kohima, Itanagar, Gangtok and Agartala will have generally cloudy sky with heavy rain and moderate rain. Shimla is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. Ranchi will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Bengaluru will experience generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 20 and 27 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to take stock of COVID-19 situation in the northeastern states tomorrow. More than 38 crore 11 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far. National COVID recovery rate improves to 97.22%. Monsoon session of Parliament to commence from the 19th of July and conclude on the 13th of August, says Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari inaugurates 4 national highway projects and lays foundation stone for 12 others worth over 4,000 crore rupees in Manipur. Heavy rain wreaks havoc in Himachal Pradesh. Prime Minister says situation being closely monitored Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority inks MOU with NAFED for strengthening export linkage of farmer cooperatives and farmer producer organization. NEET undergraduate examination for admission to medical courses to be held on the 12th of September following COVID-19 protocols. Application process to begin from 5 p.m. tomorrow. World famous Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath begins at Puri in Odisha. Prime Minister to interact with Tokyo-bound Olympic athletes tomorrow. Sports Minister Anurag Thakur reviews preparation of Indian team for the mega event. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.